right, sun's out. Getting hyped. Got myself some good fills. Shout out to the Culver City team. My new friend Emily's at the fills. Culver City Steps. New Manhattan is lit. All right, so some thoughts. Joy to the world, it is. So also I think one of the things I love about vlogging on the GoPro Minis, I'm starting to realize, like, I love the GoPros because when you use vlogging into it, there's no sort of like echo or reverberation here, and therefore as a consequence you can better stream your thoughts more effectively and efficiently. Yeah, and actually ultimate stimulus is the natural light. So get your cup of coffee and then maximum sunlight exposure. So how not to get distracted? So I'm like so bad, right? I'm so easily distracted. Ironically enough, I love coffee shops, but going there could be a big distraction. Better to just have your coffee at home or have a quick spro and just peace out. Yeah, I think the reason why I think espresso is the future is that I think we often waste too much time mulling around and stuff like that. And it's much better to just kind of be out and about and get your hype early on and then just kind of get on with your life and your day. I wonder if actually the biggest downside is being distracted. So there's so many distractions in the world, like 99.99% I love people, but they're distractions. Also love going to the gym, but so many distractions. And also, like, my critical flaw is I'm too much of a chatterbox. And so go to the gym, 90% of my time is wasted talking to other people. I mean, not wasted, but like just a little distracted. And I don't know, in today's world where we have such limited time, to protect your focus is the most critical thing. So how are ways that we do it? First of all, insane Zen minimalism on your phone. The only 2 apps you need on your phone, FaceTime, and the other one is Google Maps or Apple Maps, whatever. Actually nowadays, okay, so it's like, Eric, why are you always changing your mind? I'm open-minded. They're like, yeah, but once you say something, you said that. I'm like, bro, if you live long enough, you're finna change your mind sooner or later, right? And actually, this is another issue with societies. They say, be open-minded, and then you're open-minded. They're like, no, ... not like that. And yeah, and I think one of my problems too is I'm too much of a people pleaser. I just want everyone to like me, and maybe this is kind of not a good thing because it breeds some sort of unfocused, distracted behavior. Trying to impress other people, make other people happy, I think is actually often a big distraction as well. So what is we to do about it? My practical thoughts include, you know, it's so cold in the shade. I hate the shade. I hate the umbrella. Give me more light. Yeah. Simple recipe for happiness, maximum time in the light, you in the shade. It's gonna be miserable. I've actually found that like miserable people tend to be miserable. Yeah, and don't be afraid to offend people. So like I'm starting to realize that like I talk so 2000s, 90s, 80s, whatevs. I'm like, I still kind of talk like how I do talking when I was like high school, college. Actually, a big issue I found is that like everyone's trying to govern the way I talk, like correcting me, using politically correct things, like things that you can't call people a guy or a girl or a man or a woman, or you're not allowed to say like anything, right? Just think of yourself like use a real life South Park, use Eric Cartman, and yeah, I was actually thinking about like all the great Erics I love: Eric Clapton, Eric Cartman, Eric Carl, all the good Erics, right? Eric Kim. So as a consequence, my thought is, yeah, don't be afraid to offend people. Cause like, if you just do yous and you just talk the way you do's, you're gonna offend somebody sooner or later. And it's okay to offend people. I think maybe the big issue in today's world is the reason why people are so antisocial is everyone's always so afraid of offending somebody, right? And yeah, I think it's fine to be offensive. I think, but then, you know, whether you offend people or not, could tend to be a big distraction. And what's the point of Zen focus? I think yeah, I think the big thing is saving time, thinking about your life goals and dreams, etc. And yeah, my ideal life, once again, think about our bear lifestyle. Walking 50 miles a day is my personal goal. Obviously, I'm not going to do it, but it tends to be a good strategy because it primes me or encourages me to always be walking. The simplest strategy to happiness is just walking. Yo, the new Prius is so hard. I actually really like the straight line. I actually like, am I the only one thing I like? Okay, this little latch here, this piece of plastic, super ugly, but am I the only one who thinks that the new Prius might actually look cooler than Tesla? But alas, wow, so expensive. 2023 Prius, $44,000. Oh my goodness. Best car to get is 2010 Prius white. Get it used, like sub $8,000 brand new. Yeah, it seems gonna be the new car. Actually, oh, I had some thought too. You know, Hyundai Genesis. Y'all should make a hybrid car. I think electric ain't the way. It's I mean, obviously I love electric cars because I think they're super good for the planet and everything, but from a pure pragmatic side, they ain't as convenient or lit. Yeah, don't buy a car. It's like, you buy a sports car, you waste so much money. Okay, so some thoughts. It's like, what do you want to do with your life? It is, I mean, okay, so certain life goals, super simple. Get married, have kids. I think the whole trend towards anti-marriage, anti-kids is kind of a weird one. It's kind of this weird consumerist behavior. Okay, like my thoughts. If you're just going to become like a pure philosopher or a pure artist, you don't want to offend nobody, whatevs, then yeah, just be a solo bachelor for the rest of your life. But I think the reason why more philosophers should have kids is because I mean, ironically enough, you'll be happier. I think the secret to happiness is having at least one kid. I mean, I think ideally two, because why have two kids at least? My theory is, I mean, it sounds bad, right? But like, often one could tragically die in an accident or something, right? So you have at least two kids. It's kind of like redundancy, right? Like, you have two kidneys. Do you have two kidneys? Yeah, two lungs, only one heart. I've always wanted two kids ever since. Ideally one boy, one girl, like me and my sister, but like two boys, two girls is all good. And actually, low-key, this is my personal thought, is a lot of people men, I think we all desire at least one male heir, is my honest take on things. So if you have your first kid and it's a boy, consider yourself blessed. But ultimately, you just have a bunch of girls, you can't have a boy. That's okay too, because like one day, you know, your daughter could get married to, you know, a man, and then you have future. So just try to think long-termer, longevities. And yeah, like my personal thought is that the joy of having children, beautiful children, is there's no greater joy. It's like, if you want to maximize your happiness, your kid. And I think the reason why people are so anti-kids, they think that having a kid is going to intrude on their own personal happiness and well-being, but actually on the contrary, having a kid will actually maximize your happiness in a good and positive way. I think the nuance is, you know, raising your kid yourself, created in your own image, is a good idea. Okay, so some life goals and dreams and stuff like that. So first and foremost, a life focused on physical fitness is a good one. My personal thought is, like, if you walk 15 miles a day, like, certainly you're not going to be more miserable. I think a lot of us thinkers, philosophers, velociraptors, etc., one of our supreme and prime joys is just walking. And I don't know, like, for me, you know, I care for joy, happiness, and changing the world, etc. I mean, I have this good essay titled "You Are Meant to Change the World." Just Google it. And yeah, and I think creating things that you could leverage to make cool stuff seems like a good goal. Even superficially, like paying yourself a salary to do it. Like, a lot of people save up money to give it down to their kids, but the more and more I think about it, it's better to give your kids nothing and just have them work for it. I mean, the best thing to give your kid is love and attention and stuff. Being a free thinker. Okay, so some more thoughts. Ultimately, my passion is to put out thoughts, interesting thoughts, stuff like that. And actually, often this distractions other people who prevent me from thinking creatively and coming up with these turbo thoughts. Yeah, and I think, you know, in terms of family harmony, obviously just support your wife. Your kid will be fine. And actually, a big critical thought I have too is generative AI is like, all right, so my personal thought is, you know, being a man, I think it's our duty to be strong, and considering that we are insanely stronger, thus it is our duty to be more tolerant, more open-minded, more forgiving, less petty. A real man is not petty. Petty means small. Don't be small. Non-small is a good one. Yeah, you don't want a small dick, you want to be the BSD, the big swinging dick, right? And just hold your tongue is my best tip. It's like, when it comes to matters with your wife or spouse, just hold your tongue. And this is kind of a good stoic training too, because the more we hold our tongue, the more masculine and manly we could become. I think a lot of actually like, okay, sounds bad, right? So if somebody, like, if your spouse, your girlfriend, your wife says something that kind of annoying or upsetting to me, good morning, annoying to you, hold your tongue for at least 24 hours before responding, and then 24 hours later, if it still upsets you and then you bring it up, I think if you say things when you're angry as a knee-jerk reaction, so actually a stoic strategy is to delay reaction at least an hour or 2 or 3. Don't make no actions until at least 3 hours for you to cool down. For me, when I get angry, it takes me at least 3 hours to cool down. So ways to cool down: if you get angry, take an insanely hot bath on the verge of like boiling your skin alive, and or cold showers, go outside, go on a walk, direct sun, lift some weights, etc. I think one of the big things that I've been discovering is that, like, stoicism is all about like control your emotions, don't let your emotions control you. And actually, sometimes when it's fitting, you don't want to it's better to be more cold, indifferent, stuff like that. Ooh, yo, this Mazda is so hard. Love that. Oh, the Toyo tires written in the yellow. Yeah, actually it's funny that, like, actually the smaller the car, yeah, that's actually a good idea, the yellow trim. Good ideas. Put some yellow tapes on your car, make sure nobody runs you over. Seems like a good idea. Yeah, don't get into running. Yeah, actually my new color scheme, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, or white or yellow. Yeah, yellow is good. I like yellow. Yellow is the color of light. It's actually not white, it's actually yellow. The best color is yellow, the most attractive. I mean, the reason why McDonald's logo is yellow and red is that it is the most attractive. Actually, McDonald's trying to rebrand and like getting rid of the red and yellow seems like a poor decision, because if you want maximum attention, red and yellow will get you there. So even thoughts too, right? You could get a red car with yellow rims, a yellow car with red rims. Essentially, you want the Ronald McDonald aesthetic. Actually seems like a good one. Or if you have a white car, white, red, and yellow is also good, and black. It's all good. So often I think it's like, what is the best color scheme? Oh yeah, look at the light. It's nice too. What is the best color scheme? There is no like quote best color scheme. All color schemes are good color schemes, but just making best of what you got, I think, is the better goal. So actually sometimes the good thing about just like getting a used car, a random hand-me-down car, you don't gotta think too much about your choices. I think the choice minimal lifestyle is all about like caring less about, you know, can you imagine you're gonna buy a new Tesla? It's like, oh, what color should I get? What rim should I get? It's too much work. Actually, what matters more is beautifying yourself, beautifying your body, beautify your mind.